What's up everyone? I'm your female otaku and I'm here to review episode 22 of Little Witch Academia. And oh boy, that is not how I expected this episode to go down. The first half was really awesome with a great scene between Akko and Andrew. We learned a little more about what's going on in the world with a possible fourth war coming into fruition. But how the episode ended, oh, that took me by surprise, man. Wow, that was a heavy ending, man. Just that montage with the scenes of, you know, Ursula and Chariot and stuff, and just Akko saying how it has to be a lie. Just, ooh, that was heavy. Ah, man, quite the episode. A very good one, of course, but ooh, hit me with the feels. But let's start from the beginning. We go with Andrew, his dad, some other guy, and they're talking about how this little confrontation between the two countries over this win during a sports game actually means a lot more in the grand scale of things, because these two countries have been fighting each other or have been at war with each other for a couple of years now. Well, they've had 3 other previous wars, but they still don't like each other, but you know, things have been improving over the years. However, because of the sports game, things went back to shit, and now people want to start a war again. This will be the 4th one. So Andrew's dad and the other guy are trying to prevent this. But then in the meantime, Andrew requests to see Akko as soon as possible. So Akko had to interrupt her meeting once again with Ursula, where Ursula was going to tell Akko everything. But at least she got to tell Akko about the 7th word. She just doesn't know the meaning of it. It's just, when the stars shine bright, then you know. Whatever that means. One of the cutest things ever was just that scene with Akko and Andrew, man. Oh my gosh, I loved it. Oh man. I mean, I'm glad that they're friends, but I'm not gonna lie. This is one of the few times where I'm just like, maybe a little more than friends. Because I always like it when there's a couple and they better each other, you know? Like, Akko is helping Andrew see and understand more about magic, and Andrew is starting to stand up to his dad and stuff, and trying to think more for himself to better the rest of the country instead of just, you know, business, stuff like that. And Andrew helps Akko in a way, well, for more physical situations, as she sometimes could get herself killed. So yeah, and it was really cute because they both thought up of an idea, and then they started laughing, and not laughing at each other, but laughing with each other. That was, oh, that warmed my heart so much. I loved it. And then Akko sees one of the little cube things, and she's just like, wait a minute, it's those again. That means something bad's gonna happen. So she goes and chases it down, which was really funny, man. Oh my gosh, she looked ridiculous. She was just like, oh no! Like, oh my gosh. And this girl, she's so funny, man. I can't with Akko. But she was able to catch one, and then somehow she was able to spot Croa from that distance. I don't know how she was able to do that, but whatever. You know, she spotted Croa, so she goes to her and tells her like, hey, there's a bunch of these cubes and they've caused like a bunch of bad things to happen. We gotta do something. And then that's when shit hit the fan. Croa then reveals her plan to Akko about the whole noir fuel spirit thing, how she has been absorbing negative energy and turning it into magic because magic is dying out. And because of this, they no longer have to rely on the Sorcerer's Stone. But Akko's just like, no, you're enhancing people's anger and stuff. And that's not right. And I agree. Like, sure, it's fine for a person to be angry, but don't poke the bear, you know? That's basically what Crow is doing. Don't poke the bear. But what was actually worse was what followed said events. I mean, sure, we did get some great animation with this scene where Akko is being chased down by the spider bug looking thing, and even further that great animation when Ursula comes in, transforms into Shiny Chariot, explodes one of the monsters and stuff. Animation looked awesome there. But then it descended when it came to the whole reveal. Not the fact that Ursula is Chariot, which we all knew, but Akko didn't know. It was the fact that Chariot's little shows and performances were only to steal people's dreams and turn them into magic. And that's why Akko can't fly. And that's why it takes her a lot longer than everyone else to nail down a bunch of spells and stuff. Even the spell that she has mastered, you know, the morphing spell, she still has trouble with that and transforms into the wrong creature from time to time. So that's why. I mean, you know, if they work hard, they can get the magic back. It's just so much harder. Which brings me to another thing, how Diana noticed that Ursula didn't take her broom to go out and find Croa. So Diana believes that Ursula was affected by the pollen. Maybe this isn't the first time this happened, because Ursula doesn't use her magic too much. She uses it on a lower scale, and then when she uses it on a more grander scale, you know, then her hair turns to red and stuff, but then shortly turns back to blue. So perhaps she was affected by the pollen once long ago, 10 years ago as Croa says, and that's why she did the whole thing with the dream fuel spirit thing. And now that Ursula's affected by the pollen again, most likely, she now can use even less magic than before. Actually, that's kind of similar to All Might from Boku no Hero Academia. And holy shit, they both have Academia in their title! So now everything went to shit, and Akko's really sad. And what makes this even worse, which actually is a spoiler if you haven't seen or really paid attention to the first OVA of Little Witch Academia and the first episode of, you know, the series. Like, if you did not pay really close attention to like the first few minutes of both episode 1 and of the first OVA, then this is a spoiler, so tread lightly here, alright? It is revealed in both episode 1, the very beginning, and in the very beginning of the OVA that Diana was also a attendant to the Shiny Chariot performances. And it was revealed a few weeks ago by Andrew that Diana actually had problems with magic and that she couldn't use magic for a very long time until she, you know, kept on working really, really hard, avoided a bunch of other people, and now she's one of the greatest witches out there. That's because of Chariot! Oh my gosh, what? But this just goes to show, if you work extremely hard like Diana has, then you'll be set straight. But still, man, it freaking sucks. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on this episode with the reveal, the cute moment between Akko and Andrew, the whole war thing. Let me know your thoughts and theories for the upcoming episodes. We only have like 2 episodes left now that I think about it. And catch me later as I review Grimoire of Zero and the Promised Neverland. I'm your female otaku. Sayonara.